Hi and welcome to all the racing enthusiasts around the globe. We are recording this show early doors. We are recording on Friday for the Saturday meeting at Turffontein, and a busy day because it is a 10-race program and an early start 11:20. So let's get straight to the expert on the line, who is none other than Alistair Cohen. Alistair, firstly, how are you and the family doing? And secondly, what's the weather shaping up like?
Yep, Sheldon, thank you so much to you, to all the viewers, to all the racing fans. Just a week out for the Daily News 2000. Trust everybody as well and in the pink of health. Weather's very nice in Joburg here for a couple of days before going back to Cape Town in the lead up to quite a busy time for the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. A lot of stuff being filmed, a lot of exciting angles and avenues being explored by the sponsors Hollywood, which you'll get a good gauge of in the coming weeks. Weather's superb, the family's good, obviously all hopes for the winner at the Val on Thursday. So yeah, all fit and firing, and I trust all is good on your side as well, Sheldon.
Yes, all good this side. Thanks very much, Alistair. As you mentioned, the Daily News 2000, and week in and week out, we're getting closer and closer to all the big ones, so really looking forward to the action. Talking of action, race number 1 out at Turffontein. Lawrence Werners and Tessa Werners, they seem to hold a very strong hand. I think they've got 4 out of the 10 favourites on the card and a number of fancied runners. And kicking off in the first race with number 4, Emerald Forge, trading at 17-10. Number 10, Tempranillo, is 2-1, and number 1, Alta Capitana, is at 7-2. They're all the Werners horses, the top 3 in the betting, and then we go out to number 3 at 8-1. What's the news on the ground about the first timers in the first race, or is number 4 Emerald Forge going to be tough to beat?
So, Sheldon, I've got a little bit of news about some first-timers, but sadly none of the first-timers in race number 1. So we're going to go in a little bit blind. Nice to have Callan Murray back in the country. I reached out to him just a few days ago. He quotes parts of the furniture for a while, and then we'll see where it ends up. So we'll see a lot of Callan Murray. You'll get him at Hollywoodbets Scottsville on Sunday. So wonderful to have him after having a good few years in Australia, where the experience he would have gained would have been absolutely gold dust. But going into this card, there are a lot of first-timers. So I found it an exciting yet competitive and tricky race card because of the first-timers that we don't know too much about. Big fields over 10. Evidently, in the first race, the standard is set by number 4, Emerald Forge. Callan Murray takes it up for Mike and Matthew de Kock. Debut behind Crystal Grove was fair. There was a whisper out that she was a nice filly. She started 8-10 or 17-20, ran second. Her second start, we'll see that form again under the spotlight with Vapingo later on in the day. She's definitely the first, definitely the race runner that they all need to beat. But of the first timers, there's a lot of appealing pedigrees here. Number 10, Tempranillo, is a half sister to Barbaresco. Gavin Lorena takes her out for Johan Janssen van Vuren. Trevlin Pille's got a couple of nicely bred first timers. I'll probably lean towards number 7, Sapphire, son of the two, because I think Silent Future will probably develop over further. And then Alta Capitana, also very appealing bloodline on the female side, and 5 Masters Lady. That's a good old-fashioned Roy Magna family that he's performed very well over, but I'd anticipate that she's probably not got the game to win on debut over 1160. So 4 Emerald Forge horse to beat, the horse that makes the most appeal as far as pedigree is concerned. Definitely number 10, Tempranillo. Watch the market. At the time of recording, there's no changes in the market.
Rightio, let's move on to race number 2, and once again the Werners team have the favourite number 7, Raceway. This is for the Frankie Bronkhorst stable. Gavin Lorena jumps aboard, and this individual, let's have a look at the Fani Bronkhorst runner, 4th on debut, and then a very close-up second last time out. That's trading at 16-10. Number 5, Jazz Pianist, 22-10, and the early money in for the first time, number 6, Limerick Lace. You were talking about Callan Murray for the Mark and Matthew de Kock stable, 4-1 down, 3-1. And Alistair, when you look at the breeding, Jazz Pianist, a daughter of Rafif, Limerick Lace, a daughter of the Non-Platina, and Raceway, a new predator. So some action in the breeding lines there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it doesn't just stop there, to be fair. There's a word out. This is one of the first times that I've heard a word about number 6, Limerick Lace, and the market support does speak in favour of this daughter of Danon Platina. But when I look at her, out of a Tiger Ridge mare, 1160 on debut, it might be a little sharp, drawn towards the inside down the straight. I'd kick for touch. I hear the whispers about number 6, Limerick Lace, and I get the feeling that wherever she runs, even if she did win, there'll just be a lot more improvement to come. So I'd hesitate to make her a bar-pot banker despite the talk for her. Number 7, Raceway. Very interesting. Gavin Larena takes her out for Folly Broncos, drawn towards the outside. That form line's already been franked, with the third horse coming out and winning in the form of Wings of Ice. And I can tell you for free, and I know this for a fact, horses who ran 4th, 5th, and 6th are held in high regard. And the winner, Versace on the track, who was having her second start, there was a whole lot of noise about her on debut. She just got rolled. Second time out, there were no mistakes. And Raceway was her own worst enemy. She went right across the track. And the reason why Muziani's not riding for a week is number 7, Raceway. It took I think it was a 7-day suspension for number 7, Raceway. So she may have been her own worst enemy last time out. Then we also got the factor of the other race runner, number 5, Jazz Pianist. And after her debut, she struck me as a horse that will go very close next time. There is an indirect line of form here, Sheldon. Jazz Pianist ran 3rd behind Mystical Miss. The direct winner from that form was Versace on the track. Jazz Pianist was, let's call it, a length behind Versace on the track, and Raceway was a quarter of a length behind Versace on the track. I think Jazz Pianist will take a big step forward, but on indirect form lines, number 7, Raceway, looks like she has the measure of number 5, Jazz Pianist. And then of these first timers, the 2 down the bottom of the page, Stone of Scone, or Stone of Scone, whichever you prefer, and 11 Top Shelf Teddy are also very well-bred daughters of Master. I'm afraid any support would be interesting, but at the time of recording, not a zap on them.
Now, your suggested bet is the place accumulator, so we'll move on to race number 3. And race number 3, the carded off time, everything being equal, will be 12:25 over 1160 meters. And what makes it interesting, quite a few first-timers in the race. Now, the Cox stable, they send out the favorite number 2, which is a Buffalo Bill Cody, who ran second on debut. Callan Murray rides this individual. Then you got number 9, Top Floor, which is a first-timer. This is a son of Rafif from the Crawford stable. And number 10, Merryweather, the Gimme the Green Light. So once again, there's no shortage of pedigree in race number 3, Alistair.
This is like a Cape Town card, these first few races, where you just look at all these first-timers that cost a lot of money and have appealing pedigrees. It's lovely to see, and it's healthy all round, and long may it continue. I'm denied about this race for a while, Sheldon, but I've decided to bank in number 2, Balule. Callan Murray on board for the De Kock, so the De Kock should have a very promising start for the day. There was talk out for him on debut, but saying that he had come on with a run from the draw, and he did things like a professional. He ran second to Zalatoris. Again, that form is seen in a later race with Pingo, who keep talking about. And Balula ran second to Zalatoris. Zalatoris ran last weekend, ran a very good second. And I think he's got wins to come, Zalatoris. So Balula's learned anything from the debut run. He's going to be a very hard horse to beat, certainly from a race runner perspective, and I cannot see him missing the top 3, hence he's a banker in the place accumulator. I have respect for number 10, Merryweather, very good-looking daughter of Gimme the Green Light. That whole family is good-looking. It's all handsome prince, and there's another one that Gareth Van Zyl trains that's also a beautiful-looking horse up down in KZN. Good runs in Cape Town. We've seen Cape Town form come to the fore all over the country, so I wouldn't rule out number 10, Merryweather, especially with a sex allowance. As far as the first time,
when it comes to the
7, Shadowfax, probably a horse going to come into its own over a little bit further, and then down the page, number 9, Top Floor with an inside draw. Good to have Louis Kotwa in town, but I don't know about the inside draw for number 9, Top Floor. So a lot of question marks. Number 2, Balula looks the most solid as far as PA and bar pots are concerned.
On to race number 4, which will be the opening leg of the Pick 6, and 1300 hours is the carded off time. And once again, the Lawrence and Tessa Vernus trained pretty persuasive. Number 11, Gavin Larena on the top of the end, 15-10. Number 2, Tuscan Romance, 33-10. 13, Vapingo at 4-1, and it's 8-1 and better the rest. Now you'll have a good gauge with number 11, Pretty Persuasive. Ran at Kenilworth first time out, third to Military Command, and that form line could be good enough to see this Vercingetorix into the winner's enclosure.
My instinct is that it probably will, Sheldon. Military Command came out and franked his own form by winning the CRS Slipper subsequently. Went to Hollywoodbets Scottsville. For my mind, worth another chance. He didn't run badly in the Godolphin Bar, but definitely worth another chance. But the rest of that form, everything bar Pretty Persuasive has run, and nothing shone. Electromagnetism has come out and won, but took a few starts out of that run to get the job done. Look, again, Cape Town form coming up to Joburg. There's got to be a lot to work with here for the Store Traverse and Getrix, who's closely related to a former Horse of the Year and the former Princess Cal. I think she's I think the mare, Penny Royal, is a half sister to Princess Cal. I'm under correction, but there's definitely a genetic link somewhere. If she doesn't need the run too badly, I don't anticipate she will. She could spark up and be a hard horse to beat going 1,400 meters out of a good draw. By the way, Gavin Larena comes into the meeting on 199 winners for the season. If he doesn't get to 200 at the end of this meeting, then I think Gavin might go into hiding. Don't know about number 2, Tuscan Romance. She's had her chances. She's got a deep draw. Again, first run in Joburg. She could be worth a look. But 13 Vapingo's got the tongue tie on, Sheldon. Her work is a lot better than a 3-start maiden. She's obviously got number 11, Pretty Persuasive, to beat. Under no illusions, Pretty Persuasive is going to be hard to beat. But Louis Potwa got off last time and said proper filly, just put a tongue tie on her. She just sort of battled to keep in a breathing rhythm through the race. And if those form lines of Sister Golden Hair and Zalatoris work out earlier on in the day, that'll enhance the chances of 13 Vapingo. And the PA of Tick for Touch, I've got 11 and 13 in, but 11 top choice.
That'll take us on to event number 5, and when we look at event number 5, number 10, Radio Star, the first timer, is at 3-1. This is from the Azzy team with Gavin Larena aboard. Number 1, 2 for the boys at 4-1. Number 11, Take No Prisoners. This is another first timer at 4-1, along with number 13, Scarlet Heart. We then go 8-1 and Better the Rest. And you told me off air that number 10, Radio Star, that the vibes are quite big and the music's loud about Radio Star.
Sheldon, this is one of those annoying stories with number 10 Radio Star, because in my place accumulator, I've got 1, 7, 11, 13. You call me up on a Friday morning, we do a test and everything's in order, and I get a message from someone connected to the owners that Radio Star is given a strong chance to put up a lovely debut. Probably should have seen it coming with Gavin Larena on board, but here we are, and I'm talking about a race where I don't have number 10 Radio Star in my place accumulator. Thankfully, I've got 4 horses, so I think we've cast on it wide enough from a PA perspective. Best advice I can give you from a pick 6 point of view, use the first timers to your advantage, because it probably isn't worth spreading your net as much as times 3 with these first timers who all must have some sort of claims, and just find the raced runners that probably appeal most. I'd say they're 1, 2 for the boys and 13 Scarlet Heart, maybe number 7 Green Light Racer can also get into the reckoning. So from a pick 6 perspective, you don't need to be casting your net too wide and just multiplying that spend out of control. The horses that I got in, number 1, 2 for the boys with the tongue tie on. James De Harbour takes her out. 4-way mowing, tricky draw, but looks to be getting the hang of things. A little bit unlucky last time on Work Riders Day. I'm not a fan. I don't think I'm going to be a fan of that form line. I don't think that form line's going to work out too well. But still, they're just testing the tongue tie, so there could be something to come. Number 7, Green Light Racer, Joe Soma trains. Julius Mariba takes her out. I've put him in because I've had a good look at the Soma horses lately, especially Dual Prophecy, who's seared against Half Brother. The Soma yard is, not that it's been out of form, but they're going to be fireworks there soon with the Soma stable. Coming back from a break doesn't worry me with Joe. He gets them very fit. So number 7, Green Light Racer, is in the play. 11, Take No Prisoners by Verse and Getrix out of Taking the Piece. Oh, well bred is he. Callan Murray takes her out. Taking the Piece was probably the filly that put Callan on the map. This for Team de Kock, he could be very nice indeed. And number 13, Scarlet Heart with blinkers on in a very light weight. I'm not going to rule her out. 2 of her runs has a winning chance. 2 of her runs has no chance. Let's see what we're going to get from number 13, Scarlet Heart. So those are my numbers in the PA. 1, 7, 11, 13, but literally 5 minutes before the cue came from the team in the back, number 10 Radio Star got a message out about him. So consider him carefully.
There we go. The word is out about Radio Star, and the first timer, very, very dangerous. Could be anything in the making. As we click across to race number 6, which is over 2,400 meters, so a test of stamina. And Alistair, looking at the betting, they are betting 4-2 on the field for race number 6. So I'm going to keep it brief and sharp and just hand the baton straight to you for your numbers, please.
I'm going to keep it as brief and sharp as I can as well here, Sheldon. 2 and 5, the numbers that I've got in the PA. Vesuvio last time hit the line like a horse who's ready to win. Made some good late impressive gains behind Jordan. Finished just behind Claw, who was the horse that I made a big song and dance about. I think now with Gavin on board for Tyrone Zaki Yard in form, he's got to come right now, number 2, Vesuvio. And over the last few runs, his ratings dropped again by another pound. He is the horse to beat. I've got number 5, Douglas Dragon, in his backup. Jared Penny takes her out for Mark Khan. Has been consistent, has run with Stronger, hasn't been disgraced against Stronger, and I've got a lot of time for number 5, Douglas Dragon, to put up a good performance as well. So those are the only 2 horses I've got in, and I think that's pretty much where the race lies. Just one quick mention, number 1, Star Coin, one of my golden oldies, one of my friends. Over 2,400 meters, I have serious question marks about that.
There we go, on to race number 7, and let's see if there's any question marks in this contest. Number 3, Pumpkin Pie, is 5-1, so there's going to be quite a few questions. The betting 5-1 the field. Number 6, Give Me the Good Life, from 6-1 down 5-1. 9, Aladdin's Lamp, is 6-1, and number 7, Ombudsman, at a price of 8-1. Just having a look at the early timer recording, there are no scratchings. And I'm just going to throw a lurker at you, number 5, Latuli. Now, looking at number 5, Latuli, if you look at the overall form, has been racing in 90 handicaps, 99 handicap, average ratings. Where would you put number 5, Latuli? Would you be throwing this horse into your exactors and swingers, or are you going to let this one run loose?
Sheldon, I can't rule anything out in this race. I think Latuli has a chance, to be fair. The only bad run that he's got on his resume of late was over 2,400 meters, where he never had a hope in hell, and he was used as a bit of a pacemaker, was number 5, Latuli. If you take that run out of the picture, then yes, he does have a chance, the 5-year-old Entire by Crusade. Not impossible. But then if you threw any name at me, I wouldn't be ruling them out in this race. It's a wildly competitive race. I want to start with Candace's runner, number 3, Pumpkin Pie. His work is very, very good. Candace is excited by him. He goes a distance for the first time that's likely to suit. The draw's not ideal, and there was a little setback after his last run. So he is no banker, but over the last 2 weeks he's really sparked up, and if he doesn't win today, then there's still a lot of hope going forward. He's definitely a horse to keep into your black book. Then number 2, Orange County, has been a little bit of outside support from him. I was so strong on him last time out, Sheldon. This is now his 3rd run after arrest. He probably didn't stay 2,000 meters. He moved up nicely and didn't go on with it over the closing stages. So he's worth another chance, undoubtedly, number 2, Orange County. And then again, we have the conversation about how the old Cape Town form and how the Durban form is going to go. Number 6, Give Me the Good Life, at a draw 1 with Gavin Lorena up, consistent. For me, if you're running those types of races in Durban, you're going to run a nice race in Joburg. And I'm going to say something that might not suit everybody. I think that Durban and PE at the moment is as strong as it's been in the last 20 years. There's nothing it's not easy pickings in Durban as it was perhaps 5 years ago, turning up at the Poly and counting the money. There's some seriously competitive racing all around the country at the moment, and it works out well. And that's just my line of thinking for number 6, Give Me the Good Love. If that's your profile in KZN, it'll be the type of profile that you got at this level in Joburg, no doubt.
On to race number 8. We're just having a look at the early declarations. Scratched is number 8, Johnny Hero. So one less to worry about. Number 8, Johnny Hero. And let's just have a look at the current betting. They're betting 4-1 the field. Number 5, Artists Model, 4-1. Number 10, Claw, 4-1. 4, Command Pilot is firm at 5-1. And then we go 7-1 and better the rest. Let's kick off with number 10, Claw. Crying out for that second victory. He's a maiden winner, but when you look at the form, so consistent and knocking on the door. One of these days that door has to open, Alistair.
Absolutely spot on, Sheldon. I liked him strongly last time. The race wasn't run to suit. If you go watch the race again, 1, 2, and 3 down the side of the course, they must have been about 5 lengths clear of the 4th place horse, and that just set up for a horse to close, and that was Jordan on that occasion. Claw at the front too early when the other pacemakers completely fell away. So credit to Claw for actually sticking around for as long as he did and finishing 2.5 lengths behind Jordan, because the pace that they went, he was the only horse that stayed there, and he had no right to stay there. So dropping in distance could be the key for number 10, Claw. a little bit tentative to dip my toes into the water with the Son of Horizon, but I'm definitely going to give him another chance or two, and he's definitely in the play. 3 and 6, the other horses I've got, and by the way, I'm a fan of a lot of horses in this race. I think Bacchus is above average. I've always been a fan of Don't Cry For Me. These are horses that I've left out and that I think have wins to come in the coming days or months or weeks. Command Pilots, I think Artist Model is above average. He's not a horse that I think is going to die. A 2-time winner. He's got a lot to come. Kantu Tiku, I think, has also got something about him. But the other 2 horses I've got in the play are 3 and 6. Lamu Help. If you want to know about a horse that's not had the rub of the green, it's this horse. He's got so much in hand going through the 800, and it's no wonder that jockey sort of set him alight and he doesn't go on with it. If Louis Otwood just swings just a little bit longer on the Son of Verts and gets Ricks, he's going to be effective. I was disappointed with his last run, but he probably just didn't have the rub of the green again. And this time last year, Lamu Hull was beating horses like Greeting My Master, who went and won the Victory Moon Stakes. And then number 6, Mastership, who won the Ugoli Mile. Nearly a year ago. He'd been laid off for a while. Obviously, things went wrong. Second run after a break. I've always liked number 6, Mastership, and I think he'll run better than he did last time. If he runs better than he did last time, he'll be involved in the finish. So 3, 6, and 10 are the horses that I'm playing around with in race number 8. But pick 6, I'd be costing money quite wide.
That'll take us on to the penultimate race of the day, which is race 9. So the final double on the day, races 9 and 10. Number 4, Fastnet Filly, 18 to 10. Number 1, Just Be Lacquer, coming back from a slight break, a 63-day absence at 4 to 1. Number 2 is at 5 to 1 with number 5, Just the Two of Us. After that, you double it, 10 to 1 and better the rest. Before we get on to number 4, Fastnet Filly, who does appear very tough to beat, just tell us about number 1, Just Be Lacquer. Obviously, Candice Dawson's bringing her back from the 63-day absence, but she showed last time out with that decent second, and when she won on the big race day, the July day, Hollywoodbets Durbanville July day, that she's got the ability.
She's a very good filly, Sheldon. There is a plan for her going forward. Couple of trips down to Durban, likely. She's doing very well at home. I think she'll be in the top 3. But she takes on the best bet in the day, in my opinion, in the form of Fastnet Filly. She was so unlucky not to win the in-full flat. Last time out, she ran into traffic. She was denied a short head by Otaniqua. Had the gap opened, she would have got some nice bold black type to her name. Gavin's getting down to 55.5 to ride her. I think it's all there, Sheldon. I think she's better than a 94. I know that she got the equivalent to an average penalty for winning a race, probably justified. I think that she's rated 94 in disguise of a horse that's rated that should be rated more than 100. She's going in the right direction. Don't know how much time they'll have with a 5-year-old mare that's obviously crying out for stud with that type of pedigree. But number 4, Fastnet Filly, I think is going to be very, very hard to beat. Maybe take Exactus 4-1.
There we go, maybe the exacta route, the 4 and the 1, so look around those horses. On to the 10th and final event, so hopefully the first 9 races have been profitable and you're in the pound seat and you're playing for free going into race number 10. Now just having a look at the betting, once again the Lawrence Werners fully committed, and Tessa and them have number 3 at 4 to 1. So another favourite that they could be looking to bring home. Craig Zaki rides for the Sean Terry outfit. Number 1, Hong Kong, Gavin Lorena for Tony Peter is 5 to 1. 4, Roaming Spirit at 5 to 1. And then you can pretty much pick your price. 6 to 1, take your place, and then 8 to 1 and better the rest. Now, Alistair, for the guys looking to play the Say a Quartet in race number 10, I'm going to give you a few moments to pick a horse. I've picked out a horse at about 25 to 1, number 8, Alabama Anna. Now, just looking at Alabama Anna, this is a 5-time winner. She's yet to win over the distance, but she's won over the 1600 and different distances. She seems quite versatile. So that's going to be my roving banker, number 8, Alabama Anna. And if you look at her recent form, she's come down to a 77 in the ratings. So that'll be my horse to throw into the quartets. What'll be your play and your horse to include with number 8, Alabama Anna?
So funny that. You've got a big price and I've got a big price, and my big price is number 13, Godspeed. I think that she's allowed to run into the top 4. I can have Alabama Anna, by the way. I'm not going to sit here and say no, because she's probably the best performed horse. In fact, she's definitely the best performed horse in the race by a considerable margin. And even though she was disappointing last time, other than that form against much stronger, she's definitely alive. And with an outside draw and a rating drop, yeah, I can have number 8, Alabama Anna. My nutcase is number 13, Godspeed. Do I think she'll win? Because I actually think there's a horse to beat her, a hard horse to beat her. I don't think she'll win, but top 4 claims, definitely. On all the lines of form and the form line of the last start to Blind Ambition. Mountain High and Roaming Spirit have come out and won. Godspeed obviously reopposes Roaming Spirit, and there should be sweet little to choose between them on their run on the 15th of April. But yeah, I think Godspeed's good top 4 value. The horse that they all need to beat, though, is number 1, Hong Kong, with again Gavin Larena. He could have a great day. Very, very unlucky last time in finishing 5th to Flight of a Condor, who she's back against. Flight of a Condor has got slightly more difficult, in fact, slightly easier task thanks to the 2.5 kilo claim of Nevin Nastili. That could be wise of Diane Stenger, but I think Hong Kong third run after a break, held in high regard, coming along the right way, and just sort of, running into a little bit of traffic last time out. I think that's going to set her up of running a nice race, this daughter of Ideal Will. But a very interesting race, spot on. Quartet screams in this race, and if you catch it, the dividend's going to be good, because something like an Alabama Anna or Godspeed's going to run in the top 4 and make it pay.
Well, there we go. Both Alistair and I have found some nice roughies at 25 to 1 and 33 to 1. So the 8 and the 13 need to be included. And you've heard from Alistair, number 1, Hong Kong at around 5 to 1. That's the horse that they probably need to set their sights on. So let's look at that result. Maybe we can take some swingers and exactors with Alabama Anna and also number 13, Godspeed. And number 1, Hong Kong's going to run an absolute cracker here. So at the end of the day, number 1, Hong Kong at 5 to 1. That's the horse Alistair has believed they all have to beat. And then we're both going with the long shots there. So numbers 8 and 13. Now, Alistair, for all your fans out there, we're going to bring up your suggested bet. If you can take us through that, please.
Yep, it's a place accumulator starting at 25 past 12. Pool should be good. I know it's middle of the month, but standalone and super hard racing, competitive racing. The 25 past 12 started the PA Banker to Balule by 11 and 13. Pretty persuasive in Vapingo by a lot of horses in race 5, and not the horse that the word is out about. But sadly, my numbers were already submitted. So be aware that number 10 Radio Stars being spoken about fondly. But 1, 7, 11 and 13. 2 for the boys. Green Light Racer, Take No Prisoners and Scarlet Heart. By 2 and 5, Vesuvio and Douglas Dragon. By 2, 3 and 6, Orange County Pumpkin Pie and Gimme the Good Life. By 3, 6 and 10, Lamuhal, Mastership and Claw. And then the final leg, very, very hard to beat, number 4, Fastnet Philly.
Well, thanks very much, Alistair, for your time. It's a 10-race program, so plenty of action for the punters, and may you go well.
Cheers, Sheldon. Same to you, same to all the viewers. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thanks very much to Alistair Cohen joining us on the line. An exciting 10-race program, and hopefully a few of those roughies come through and might deliver some knockout blows, and you, the punter, the lifeline, might be able to get some decent money on the day.